I'm afraid of being hurt, so these are the ways that I self-sabotage. I overanalyze and I second-guess my feelings. I set up emotional walls to prevent other people from getting in. I'm hypervigilant, so I'm hyper-aware and I'm constantly analyzing everyone's behaviors, their intentions, their motives, even if they're pure. I set unrealistic expectations and I create this laundry list of qualities and characteristics that I feel as though my potential partner or dating potentials should meet. And I do all of this to protect myself from possible disappointment. But then when they can't meet those standards and those unrealistic expectations, I just reinforce the same belief that I'm going to be disappointed and I'm going to be hurt. Puts me in a vicious cycle. I also don't let people in because my fear of being hurt is directly tied to my fear of vulnerability. And so to avoid possible rejection or possible abandonment, I don't let my guards down.
When you're self-sabotaging, it might look like this. Reject, praise, compliments, never asking for help, pushing people away when they get too close, refusing to do things unless you can do it perfectly, isolating when you're hurt, procrastinating on important projects, and the queen of all, self-criticism. So what do? The opposite. Accept the compliment. Ask for help when you need it. People love you. They want to help you. Let them. Allow safe people to get close to you. Allow yourself to do things imperfectly. I promise it will be okay. Start doing things that bring you joy. Prioritize your needs and encourage yourself. Save this to support you later. I'm with you. You're powerful. I believe in you. You're worthy.
Hey mama, here are 10 signs that you could be self-sabotaging. This is going to be part 1, so make sure you follow for part 2. Number 1, procrastination. Constantly putting off tasks or delaying action, even when you know they are important and necessary. Number 2, fear of failure. Having such a strong fear of failure that actually prevents you from taking any kind of risk or pursuing your goals and your ultimate dreams. Number 3, negative self-talk. Engaging in negative self-talk, constantly criticizing yourself and focusing on those perceived outcomes or even your failures. Number 4, setting unrealistic expectations for yourself. Setting high, extremely high standards for yourself. And feeling absolutely inadequate when you don't meet that unrealistic bar that you have set for yourself. Number 5, self-doubt. Constantly doubting your ability, questioning your own worthiness, and underestimating your true potential for success. If any of those sound like you could be self-sabotaging. But do follow and check out part 2 just to make sure.
Last year I went viral for a video where I said the reason you self-sabotage is because it allows you to predict what's going to happen, which gives you an illusion of control over your pain. And I just listened to something that says that same message in a different way that I think is really valuable. And this came from, I believe his name's Julian. I've seen him on my TikTok before. He's like a confidence coach. And he says a lot of the time self-sabotage isn't that you're screwing yourself over, it's that you're getting what you want. You're just not always aware of the part of you that wanted it. Now with my clients, I ask themselves the question, where do you benefit from staying exactly the same? Even if they're coming to me being like, my life sucks, I hate everything about my life, I'm like, where do you benefit from keeping your life exactly the way that it is? Because believe it or not, the wounded parts of ourselves gain something from being wounded, from feeling wounded. And I'm going to explain why that is. We self-sabotage to keep ourselves congruent with our comfort zone. And comfort doesn't mean pleasant, comfort means known. So your comfort zone is your known zone. These are things like your core identity, your core beliefs. And the reason why so many people feel stuck and identify with their stuckness is because a lot of people's comfort zones are hell, their anxiety, their depression, but they're what's known. But this really changes everything because self-sabotage no longer means I hate myself, it means I'm trying to protect myself. So let me get curious about the part of me that wants to self-protect, that feels unsafe in this moment, so that I'm no longer sabotaging myself when I am seeking to up-level in my life.
Self-sabotage is very common and it can happen for a few reasons. One, you may not feel worthy or good enough of having what it is you desire. For me, I didn't feel worthy of Evan's love. and having a healthy relationship. It was unknown to me and it just felt uncomfortable, and I had beliefs and baggage I needed to heal from. But two, it may be because it's really uncomfortable. You've never experienced something before. And so the way our mind works is it would rather keep us safe and keep us in relationships or experiences in our life that we know, even if it's not serving us. So this explains why people go back to their toxic ex, because their mind knows what it's like. It can be in control. It can expect and predict what's going to happen, and that just feels more safe than the unknown. The thing is, some people will choose to stay living in hell rather than stepping in the possibility of heaven, because it's so uncertain and it's so foreign, and it can be so uncomfortable because we don't know what that actually looks like or feels like, and it feels more threatening in the moment. So we'll self-sabotage ourselves by creating these thoughts, by acting in a certain way, by pushing people away to keep us in the system of feeling safe, or in the belief that we keep repeating if we're not good enough or not worthy enough, even if it doesn't serve us. So with self-sabotage, you need to realize that you're doing it first to be able to overcome it. And you need to take the responsibility to look at yourself and your programming and your beliefs and heal the wounds of not feeling worthy or good enough. Talking to that part of you that feels scary, moving into a chapter of yourself or your life that feels so uncertain, but it could be more of what it is you desire, which is happiness and freedom and love, than staying where you're currently at. This can apply in many different areas of life, obviously, but in relationships, it's something to overcome, because you are worthy of the love that you deserve, and you are worthy of healthy relationship. And only you can take responsibility of the behaviors and the mindsets that are going on within you. And this is why coaching is so helpful. So this is something I do help women with. So if you are interested, you can join Radiant Relationships, but take responsibility of the behaviors and begin to heal what's going on inside, and let yourself overcome the self-sabotage one step at a time.
If in childhood you grew up in a household that was pure chaos, pay attention to patterns of sabotage as you enter your adult relationships. If you partner with someone who is safe, sound, and secure, this may be overstimulating to your nervous system, because what is familiar to your nervous system is pure chaos. As a result, you may create problems in the partnership because that is what makes you feel more at home.
I am a psychotherapist whose life has been pretty much ruled by shame. In my search to heal myself, here are some of the most important things I've learned. We have to talk about shame in order to heal it. Shame feeds on isolation. The moment we step out of isolation, we discover that most people make mistakes, struggle to meet their own expectations, and believe that they should be smarter or stronger or thinner than they are. Even the people we look up to. As a therapist, that is the reason why I post these TikToks. No one is perfect. Perfectionism is a way to avoid feeling shame. It doesn't work, but it sure helps disguise it for a while. Procrastination is another way to avoid feeling shame. Also, addiction, finger-pointing, criticism, and blame. Many people who we label depressed or introverted are really just disguising the fact that they don't believe they are worthy of love or connection. This is sometimes conscious, but often not. In my case, I have done all of the above. I'm not proud of my perfectionistic, procrastinating, depressed, and addicted past, but I did what I needed to do to survive until I was strong enough to do better. Now I tell stories about my imperfect self in order that others may learn to do the same. None of us were born filled with unworthiness and self-disgust. Talking about it allows us the opportunity to have love come in. Love heals shame, and by healing each other, we heal ourselves. If you want to hear more, follow me. There's also a newsletter found in the usual place. Until next time, this is your imperfect psychotherapist.